Let's try that again.
Oh, there we go.
Oh,
Easy.
easy peasy.
How
How
you
you
doing?
doing, man?
You made it? You're still on what you say, Mexico time?
Yeah. Mexico time. Yeah, I just got back last night. 3 a.m. Mexico time. Cancun time, I should say.
What?
Uh,
You should have rescheduled. I mean, because I know we scheduled this, what, like a week ago, but were you supposed to get back so late?
yeah, yeah. It was just the flight came in late. I wanted to try to spend the last day in Mexico with the wife, but I mean, it didn't even really work out. Anyways, well, actually, it did. We got to spend the morning there. We had to catch the transit bus thing at like 12 noon or 12:15.
Yeah.
Uh, so we got to kind of spend the morning there, which was really cool.
Nice. How weather was good?
Yeah, the weather was the first few days it was really wavy and like windy. So the resort we stayed at is a resort called Yucatan Catalonia Beach,
Yeah.
and so it's kind of has like this sort of man-made little lagoon out front where you can like snorkel in. I love snorkeling, so um, but it was really shitty for the first like 3 4 days. So I didn't get a whole lot of snorkeling. But then the last 2 days was so nice and lots of big fish in there. I saw a little barracuda like that long. It's pretty cool.
Sweet. I'm going end of May too. I think it's like the Yucatan Princess it's called or something.
Oh, nice. So that'd be the same area then.
Maybe? I have no idea.
Are you just south of Cancun, or maybe that's just a common name? And
Yeah, May, I don't know. It's for my friend's best friend's 10th anniversary, wedding anniversary. So, yeah.
you don't know which part of Mexico you're going to?
I just paid, like I'm going. I don't care. I'm good. It's all good. All right. We're doing this. No, first of all, again, thank you. I appreciate, I know we've been trying to set this up for a while, so I really do appreciate you, you know, doing this for me, with me, not for me. That doesn't sound good. Um,
It's all good.
I want to go way before, you started with Faber Drive, because, like many people, especially like artists, you've had other jobs before. One of them I would love to know more about is Dairy Queen, because it's extremely important. First of all, I believe you worked at a grill and chill only because you claim to have stolen patties from them in the past. Is this true?
Yeah, yeah, I did. I was a little shit in my younger days, and I stole a box of patties. So Dairy Queen, you guys can call me up and I'll pay you back. It was a full box. Like I don't know, I can't remember. I think it was like 144 or maybe more. I can't remember, but it's a whole lot of patties. It was a big box, and I snuck it out the back and gave it to my buddies. And then my buddies were eating. They had like a bachelor house, so they were eating patties. That's all they would eat was just they'd cook patties for breakfast, lunch, and dinner every day for like a week. It was hilarious.
Listen, you don't have much money, right? It's whatever you got to do. Were you at that age, whatever age that was, were you already writing or making music?
Yeah, I would have been, but I don't think I was I would have been like 18, 19 at that time. So I wasn't I had been writing music. I was in a band in high school, but then that band broke up. So it kind of might have been a time in my life where I wasn't actually writing a whole lot of music. I've always kind of fiddled around with writing music, but I think that was in between my high school band and then my Christian pop punk band called Seed.
Yeah, yeah. Obviously, everyone knows you from Faber Drive, which we'll talk about a little bit. But I definitely want to talk a bit more about what you currently have been doing, which is, kind of dipping your feet into the country scene. Obviously, you've been around country, I think, for your entire life, but putting out country music, I feel like is relatively new, I would say, for you. Or is it not? Or did you put out country music a long time ago?
No, no, I mean, the first single I ever did that was country was a song called Never Gone. And that came out, I think, 2 years ago or something. Sorry, I got a burp here.
Do it.
Mexican burp.
Okay, so it's only 2 years ago. So yeah, like I mean, I know back in what was it, October of last year, you put out Life Out Here, which I guess was through with Faber Drive, not like it wasn't just you, right?
Yeah, it was a tag. There was a time where I was like, I wanted to take Faber Drive and go country, but then I don't think it was necessarily the smartest thing to do. Looking back, I don't know if I would have done it that way. So I've decided to branch off separate. Faber Drive will stay kind of pop punk, and then Dave Faber is gonna. I'm talking about myself. Sounds weird, but
Right.
Dave Faber's gonna branch off and do a solo country project moving forward.
Is life out here? Is that about you growing up in Mission?
A little bit. I mean, it's kind of, it's kind of just tongue in cheek. I'd say a lot of the lyrics, but it is also about growing up in Mission and just, I mean, it's also kind of where we live now in Chilliwack, because across the field from us is a 40-acre cornfield. On the side of the street we live on is residential. It's a little kind of semi-island, I guess. It's called Fairfield Island, and it's like a half farming community, half residential houses, and we love it out here. It's yeah, really cool.
Okay. I definitely want to get your opinion on the whole country matter because, as you know, country is kind of having this, like, I don't know if you want to call it a renaissance. It's definitely having a moment. And there's a lot of people who maybe weren't in country, like pop, punk, whatever, like yourself. And then now they're transitioning over to country music. And obviously, you're going to get people that say, oh, they're just kind of taking advantage of the situation. What do they know? I just want to get your opinion on that. And what would you say to people like that?
I mean, I don't think it's. I don't
And
know.
you can be as honest, don't hold back.
I don't think it's my place to tell anybody what to do or what they, whatever anybody else wants to do. That's 100% up to them. I'll tell you what I feel about things personally. I love the fact that Hardy is like, you listen to some of his stuff and there's like, some of it's like metal or screamo, and then it's mixed with country. And then you've got like Post Malone did a whole country album. Um, You've got, even Dallas Smith, Canadian boy. He started out in default, and now he's killing it. He's potentially Canada's biggest country artist. So I think that's cool. Especially coming from like a rock background for me, and also just my background. It's kind of like a no-brainer for me because I grew up in a relatively poor family. There were 7 kids. Dad was working construction. Grew up in the back of Mission, and loved God, loved my family. Mom and dad were amazing parents, and I had a great family, great upbringing. So, I can relate to country. I can relate to country songs. I can relate to the lyrics. I love them. And I love punk rock too.
Yeah, no, nothing wrong with that. And I think like many other artists, I've noticed in your older music that you hear bits of country. For instance, the guitar intro to When I'm With You, that sounds extremely country to me. Like, was that something you hadn't, did you come up with that intro, by the way?
No, that would have been Brian Howes and Joey Moy, the producers on the album. But yeah, no, at that time though, when we recorded 7 Second Surgery, we were listening to quite a bit of country. And like when we were recording that album, we recorded it at Nickelback studio, and Nickelback was listening to some country back then as well. And so was Joey, our producer. And I remember Joey would just crank songs like Tequila Makes Her Clothes Fall Off. He would crank Rascal Flatts, What Hurts the Most. And so I was really starting to be like, this country stuff's like, there's some really good lyrics and great melodies. The songwriting in country music is like, it's a whole nother level, because that's what so many people in Nashville, that's what they actually do, is they just focus 100% of their life on songwriting. Whereas in pop, you see it a little bit, but it's not as focused, I find. And same with like rock and every other genre, I don't feel is as focused on songwriting as country is. So yeah, I mean, I don't know if that answers your question of the guitar intro lick for When I'm With You being semi-country, but yeah, I can hear that.
So you talk about, Joey, and I only learned about him in the last few years. Obviously a lot of times the songwriters, and the producers don't get the credit that they deserve because they're behind the scenes, but obviously Joey's a powerhouse in the Canadian industry. And then of course, you working with Chad as well. And just one story, which I know you told, and if you don't mind sharing again, which you talked about when you were going to food banks, because, you were struggling a bit with some kids, and then he wired you $5,000, which he didn't have to do, but he did. And so obviously that talks about his character. So can you just share a bit of, your relationship with Chad, please?
Yeah, I mean, I love him, man. I feel like he's a very giving, kind person. He loves to lavish on his friends and family, and I think it's a true testament to his character. And yeah, he helped me out at a point in my life when I was married. I'm still married with two. At that point in time, we only had two kids, and he caught wind that I was going to the food bank, and he pulled me aside and he said, "Hey, I want to give you $5,000 and wire it to your account." And he did that day, and it was a massive blessing, and very thankful to this day for him doing that.
Yeah, no, incredible. And, again, you grew up working with Chad, but also, working with Pierre from Simple Plan. I know you've done stuff with Pat from Delta Suite or Stereos. There's definitely a camaraderie, through talking to other artists. Like, so many people have worked together in the Canadian music industry. Any other artists that maybe people aren't aware of that you've worked with that you want to share?
I mean, I love the post that you shared yesterday or a couple days ago with Candy Store with Ish.
Yes.
That was cool. There's a bunch of songwriters.
Obviously Simon Clow from State of Shock you work with.
Yeah, Simon Clow. Yeah, he's a really good friend. Love him. Just went to his album release party. That was a lot of fun in Cloverdale there. Simon's awesome. We still write, actually. We've been writing with another guy who's kind of blowing up in country music right now. His name's Morgan Griffiths, and he's got
Oh,
a song called,
do I know him?
I
Maybe.
don't know if you know him. You might know him. His song's like number 29 of the Canadian country charts right now, and it's he's like just a cool kid from Abbotsford, 25-year-old guy. He has a son named Tucker, which is so cool because he's like, I don't know any kids named Tucker, and so he kind of named him after the country artist Tucker Wetmore. But just a really cool kid. So yeah, me and Simon been writing with him, and local boy. Who else have I worked with? Oh man, I don't know. I'm having a brain fart on this.
It's okay. No, you've had a long career, and I'm not aging you by saying that.
Yeah, no, I've worked with Pao Fu too, which that's always cool. I think he's just extremely talented, and he's an extremely good person. Great to be around and stuff. So
I love how you're just being
little
so nonchalant.
a
So
little
let's obviously
biased.
talk about it. Well, we'll get into it. So Pao Fu, aka your son, Isaiah. First of all, like obviously you have to be so proud of him. His song "Deathbed," like billions of streams. It's blowing up. But even going a little further back, I discovered he used to go by Izzy, and his first song was "I'm a Geek." Talk about that.
Yeah, that was a good time. He must have been like 12 years old, I think, and we recorded it in my studio in Mission with our producer. His name is Crocker, Colin Friesen, and it was just cool. I mean, he just came to me one day. He was like starting to get into lyrics and stuff, and I used to make him memorize like Eminem and like because I made all the kids practice music every day for half an hour when they were growing up. Um, and he just started memorizing like rap lyrics, like B.O.B., Eminem stuff. I wouldn't get him to do any of the crazy stuff, nasty stuff. And he was just getting so good at it, and he started writing on his own, and he showed me those lyrics to "I'm a Geek" one day, and I was just like, this is crazy. These are amazing, man. Like, great job. You're 12 years old, and you're coming up with these lyrics. So we recorded it and with our producer, and then we shot the video with a bunch of his buddies in Mission there, and it was a lot of fun. The video, I still love watching the video. He's a kid. You can see me in the video running around, and it was good memories.
Yeah, and it's got like 75,000 views, which is pretty decent, for YouTube. And but even I know there was another song. I don't know if it ever got released, but it was called "Chocolate Milk."
Oh yeah. That one was, it was kind of just more of a fun tune. Again, like he's just written so many songs. Like he has so many songs that are unreleased too. That like he's got hundreds, I'm guessing, that are unreleased that he's actually recorded. So he's super prolific, and I just always I tried to keep him, coming to the studio because I had the studio basically like it was a detached old barn that I turned the hayloft into a studio. And so I just used, take the kids into the studio and work and record and write and just have them in there. And, they kind of started learning by osmosis, but, with Pal Fu and even with my daughter sleeping, I feel like they've really taken to the next level. Like I was just kind of like, the ground level of teaching them some basics and showing them stuff, but they really took off with it. So I'm really
Yeah.
proud of both.
No, absolutely. And also, again, like you said, your daughter Patience, who goes by Sleeping, I know she's released some songs with you. So I guess cover songs, one of them being The Middle, which it's a great song and a great cover. Is she do you think, is she like similar in terms of like with Isaiah, or is it like a different path, different genre, would you say?
I'd say it's the same type of genre, but I mean, she just really loves recording cover songs. That's kind of what she's doing right now. She actually has a new EP coming out. I got the date right here.
Yep.
She's got a new EP coming out on April 18th, so 1 week from today.
Okay.
And there's a couple new cover songs on there, and you can pre-save it. Really excited about it. I produced it with her. Um, and yeah, in this studio right here. And yeah, she's not, she's just like a little bit different than Isaiah, because Isaiah likes playing live. Patience is, she's not overly excited about playing live at this point in her career. I think that would change, if things started really taking off and blowing up for her. But at this point, she just likes recording songs with me in the studio and releasing them. And yeah, she's awesome too.
Can you tell me about Dutch Blitz?
Dutch Blitz. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That was kind of the family band. When you're a young dad and you're a musician, I think a lot of young dads kind of go through the same thing that are musicians. Is they're like, oh man, let's have a family band. And that was the name of our family band, Dutch Blitz, and it just never actually made. I think I still have like 100 T-shirts or something. um,
Amazing.
but it never really saw the light of day. We were just kind of doing the cover band thing with the family band, and it was fun. But I think we played a few gigs in Mission, our hometown. But yeah, nothing really stuck.
I mean, since you guys are kind of doing the rounds, Faber Drive is doing the rounds, a few summer festivals. I don't know, would you consider bringing out your kids at all or no?
Oh, definitely would, but it's not something that I can decide. Like that's in their court, and you find, I don't know. I think sometimes it can be a little weird when you're a successful musician as a child, and your dad or your mom is a semi-successful musician, and it's like, I think as a parent it would be like a dream come true, but when you're a kid, like that's like, is it the coolest thing to get on stage with your dad? And not even necessarily about being cool. Just, Faber Drive, the genre that Faber Drive kind of plays, pop slash punk rock, is not necessarily exactly the stuff that Palfu does, where he's typically lo-fi and chill, um, hip hop type stuff.
Right. No, no, of course. That makes sense. And again, talking about summer festivals, which I think everyone's looking forward to, just especially with this shitty weather and winter just dragging on, at least in Toronto, it's been dragging on. Terrible. But I'm from Montreal, so I'm kind of used to it. But talking about, we have Blue Water Border Fest, which I've never heard of. Where's Blue Water Border Fest?
That's in Sarnia, which is what, 4 hours west of Toronto ish.
Maybe? Sure. Hey, I'm not from here. I don't know. I've been here for 9 years, but anyways.
You're not from there. That's awesome. Hey, Hollow FB, shout
Um,
out.
The
Good to
one
see you.
I'm looking forward to, it's only the second one. I didn't go last year, but All Your Friends Fest, that's exciting. And then you have Sawbull Beach Party. So just talk to me about, like what you're looking forward to this summer. And in terms of either, the old music you're playing, is there new music you're playing? Just let me know what the plan is.
Yeah, yeah. So we got some new tunes. We actually do a punk rock cover of my son's big hit there, Deathbed, Powfu, and you can check it out on Spotify. So we will be playing that one as Faber Drive this summer at All Your Friends Fest, Sable Beach Party, and Blue Water Border Fest. And then we're going to be playing a bunch of the songs from 7 Second Surgery. We will be playing You and I Tonight. and yeah, like we'll play the classics like When I'm With You, Tongue Tied, Second Chance. Yeah, really excited and super thankful too, like to have a, you know, somewhat of a resurgence right now with Faber Drive. Is like, you know, when you do it the first time, it's a lot of fun, but you know, second time coming around, I feel like it's a whole nother level of appreciation and thankfulness to the fans and the festivals and our booking agent Nima. So we're really excited, working our asses off, practicing, and making sure that we're going to be hopefully as bulletproof as possible.
You talk about you know, again, the festivals and upcoming music. You did mention in another interview, I think, are you also going to sing a song? It's about your late brother. Is it called Rest in Peace?
Yeah, that song. I don't know if I'll be playing that at these festivals this summer, but yeah, I do got to release that song at some point here. Me and my big brother wrote it, and it's about my little brother. Honestly, I feel like he was my biggest fan. He was 44 when he passed away last year. It's been actually a year, I think now. Yeah, he passed away March 8, 2024. Um, Left behind his wife and four amazing children. Um, but yeah, he's, you know, I believe he's in a better place now. I believe he's with Jesus, with God. He was a firm believer in Jesus and in Jesus Christ's salvation. So I can't wait to see him one day again, but miss him very much. He was an amazing man.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and I think it'll be like a nice tribute to him with that song. So, um, I do want to move on to something a little lighter, but going back to your old music. Again, you saw I posted about Candy Store, um, and just the lyrics, but also you connect. I want you to confirm, in an old interview you said you spent exactly $156.74 on Candy to like do research, or what was the purpose of that?
No, no, so we started writing the song. It was me, Jeff Johnson, and Cricket, and our producer, and we got the title Candy Store. And so I'm like, wait, guys, I'm going to the corner store. I'll be back in like half an hour because the corner store is so far away in the back mission. So I come back with like 4 bags full of candy, and I'm like, here we go. Here's our inspiration. Let's write a song. And they had already had a bunch of lyrics, but then we used, you know, the Kit Kat. I had a Kit Kat bar, M&Ms. Yeah, we just started using lyrics from different candy, Canadian candy. I'm sure it's worldwide candy as well, but we should have put Smarties in there actually. Um, yeah, but yeah, that's, you know, that's how we wrote the song. Had a whole bunch of candy sitting there, getting a sugar high, and yeah, it was a lot of fun, that one.
I love that. And also, just want to, again, going back a bit with artists you've worked, and of course, again, I put that video out yesterday, kind of, you know, putting you up against Simple Plan. Obviously, it's not a contest, whatever. By the way, the results, it was like, I think it was one more for Simple Plan, which, by the way, you voted for them. So you would have won if you would have voted for yourself, basically, I think.
No,
No. But
those guys, I got nothing for respect and love for those guys, man. They're amazing, absolutely. It's funny, actually. One of their guys named Sim, he is working on creating a new Faber Drive T-shirt. We're gonna have the old Faber Drive logo on a T-shirt for all the summer festivals this summer, but we're also gonna have a new one. So we're gonna have 2 different T-shirts. And Sim, the guy who's been working with Simple Plan for like 15 years or 20 years or something, he's helping us design it. So we're really excited about that.
That's awesome. And honestly, like when I, going back, making that video and listening to both your music, your songs, it definitely sounds similar. Can you just talk about your relationship or like working with Simple Plan and Pierre?
Yeah, I mean, you know, even when way back in the day when we recorded 7 Second Surgery, uh, I was a huge fan of Simple Plan. I've always been a big fan of Simple Plan. There's songs like I'm Just a Kid and Addicted. And then they just got so many amazing album songs. It's been great relationship with them. We actually featured Pierre on a song called Too Little Too Late, but it's kind of crazy because me and Pierre have very similar. I wouldn't say we're the exact same, but we definitely have like similar sounding voices in the pop punk world. And so I think a lot of it's really hard to even tell who's singing what in the song "Too Little Too Late." But we went on tour with them. I think we did 2 tours with them across Canada. They were nice enough to take us as their direct support across Canada. And I think we did 2 arena tours with them, I believe. That was a few years back, but yeah, those guys have always been super great. Chuck, the drummer, and Pierre, and all the boys in the band, love them all. Seb, Jeff, Stanko, great guys, great band. Yeah.
Yeah, no, they're killing it. I've been trying to. I have like a contact for, I don't know if it's Coalition, I guess, who works for them. So I'm trying, but I may try to reach out to you in the future. If you can't help me, that's okay. But I'm trying to get something with him, so we'll see.
Yeah, I
Uh,
mean, I can ask for sure.
it's all good. We'll wrap this up shortly, but I guess again, you worked with so many Canadian artists. Anyone that you haven't worked with yet that you've wanted to or would like to in the future?
Oh, there's so many. I mean, on the country side of things, there's so many. Like, I'd love to do something with Simon Clow. I'd love to do something with Morgan Griffiths. I'd love to do something with Zach McPhee, Mitch Zorn, Annika Catherine. There's a lot. It's funny because there's a lot of left coast country musicians, like in BC, and Alberta, and then there's a lot that are from like Toronto and Ontario and the east side of Canada. Chevy Bolio is another really cool guy. Jojo Mason, those guys are great dudes. Um, yeah, so on the countryside, lots. On the pop and punk side for Faber Drive, it'd be cool to do something with Marianas Trench, I think, at some point. Obviously, I'd love to do something with Simple Plan again. Avril Lavigne that'd be next level. Love her. And there's so many, like, I mean, I love State Champs. Those guys are from America. Red Jumpsuit Apparatus, Boys Like Girls, again, those are American guys, but love their music as well. Very excited to play the festivals with them this summer as well.
I was gonna say, yeah, maybe you're manifesting something by maybe you'll somehow get on stage with Avril at all your friends' fest. So I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
You never know. Dallas,
Yeah.
have you worked with Dallas at all? Dallas Smith or no?
No, we've never written together. We've just kind of like, so when we recorded our first album, I was telling you about it, 7 Second Surgery, we were both kind of in and out of the studio at that point in time. He was doing the Default stuff, and I believe Default was signed to 604 Records. I could be wrong, but I know Chad was very connected with Dallas Smith. And so me just in the Vancouver circle, it's kind of like the guys that were in the Vancouver area. So we've never worked together, but we've, always been buddies. So
Cool. Last question. What is your favorite Faber Drive song?
oh man, that's like asking what's my favorite kid.
Well, you got less kids to choose from than songs.
What's that?
Well, like the kid thing is easier. You got less to choose from. You got many more songs. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I'm really excited about our next single with the new EP that's coming out on April. It comes out April 25th. Hopefully it comes out on April 25th. 4-song EP, and the new single's called Lifeline, and it's like really going back to like our punk rock roots. It'll be the most punk rock sounding song we've ever recorded. It's kind of like in the vein of like No Effects, Pennywise, Offspring, Simple Plan even. It's not as poppy as like When I'm With You or Tongue Tied, but we're excited about it. And it actually is going to have that deathbed cover of Palfu's song, the punk rock cover on the EP as well. And that comes out, April 25th, I think it's said, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
April 25th.
Is there a
Yeah.
song like one of your most popular songs? Like, were any of them like were you surprised of their success? Because sometimes I feel like artists they make a song, they put it out, and they don't think anything of it, and then it blows up. So did that happen with you at all, or no?
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, there's a bunch of things that happen. So I think Tongue Tied and When I'm With You did like really, really good for us. The song that actually blew up the most in the fastest amount of time was Get Up and Dance, which was weird because we kind of thought it was so different than our previous album, 7 Second Surgery. But that song was a lot of fun to record. Recorded it in my barn. It took us like 6 months in the freaking middle of winter. It was a headache to record it and try to get everything perfect, but it was a good one. So Second Chance was our first single, and we really hoped that one would do better, like, in terms of radio and streaming. I think it's doing pretty good on streaming now. So we're really excited to play that one this summer. But, Tongue Tied is a lot of fun to play live because oftentimes the crowd singing, you know, every song and every lyric in the chorus kind of thing. So that one's definitely one of the funnest ones to play live. Get Up and Dance is fun to play live. You know, they're all good. You and I Tonight's really fun to play live as well. It's hard to sing for me because there's so many high notes. All these songs are hard to sing. I got to train cardio like crazy just to be able to hit that high stuff still. But
And by the way, were you in Mexico because did you just celebrate a birthday?
yeah, April 8th.
Okay, yeah. So was that, you went for your birthday to Mexico or no?
Kind of. My wife always bugs me about that every year. Every year it seems that we end up doing some sort of vacation during my birthday, and she's like, and her birthday's June 19th, and she's like, why don't we ever do anything? I'm like, well, I'm playing gigs in June, and you know, April's kind of like the perfect month to go. But I really got to take her somewhere for her birthday this year. I don't know if I think we're playing June 19th, so I think we're playing All Your Friends Fest or something.
Perfect. Great. What a present.
Yeah.
No, again, thank you so much for this. I hope to honestly catch you guys either at All Your Friends or I don't know if you plan on coming to Toronto, but yeah, at some point I definitely want to check you guys out. And yeah, just good luck with everything and we'll definitely be in touch.
Thanks, brother. We should give a shout out to. Sorry, I gotta throw my spectacles on here. I'm not sure how to say that. Raymond, you all. So excited for the EP. Thank you. Slipknot Maggots. What's that?
It's a great name.
Yeah.
Jennifer Reeves. Ooh, I don't know. But yeah, no, we'll be in touch. Like I said, I'm going to post a bunch of clips of this over the next week or two, just to put stuff out there and I put stuff on TikTok because that's where my main following is. So yeah, and that's it.
Very cool, man. Thank you so much, John. Really appreciate it. And yeah, Palfrew's got a new song coming out as well.
Yeah.
When's that one coming out? I can't remember. April 29. Sleeping New EP is, when did I say? Next Friday. And the new Faber Drive EP is April 25th. So yeah,
Awesome.
very excited. Thank you so much for having me, man. Very
All right.
excited.
Thank you. I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, bro. Bye.
All right.